Hey again, everybody, just one more video. I'm going to show you a couple of things today, specifically how to enter matches and the results and things like that as bout sheets start to come in. Earlier, I did a video on how to print bout sheets and how to print brackets. So this video is being done with the assumption that bout sheets are out, wrestling has started, and now your job is to actually enter bout results when they come to you at the head table. So this right here is done on the testing site. This is essentially the exact same website as Track Wrestling, except if you look up here, it's trackwrestlingtesting.com. It's essentially the same website, just with fake wrestlers, with fake names and fake records, but real schools. And none of this stuff actually matters to anybody. This is just basically for you to practice. So if you want me to load up a practice site for you so you can practice this stuff, let me know and I can show you how to do it. Just contact me individually. So here we go. Brackets are printed, bout sheets are printed out at tables, wrestling started, and you're just now starting to get bout sheets to come back into you at the head table with match results. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to left menu. This worker wizard is going to be where you are going to be doing a majority of your stuff from. I would prefer it if you went to bout entry. Now the very first one that pops up here is 106 pounds. Obviously that's the first weight class. Match ID 1. Now every single bout sheet has an individual match ID for every match of the entire tournament for every single weight class. So for instance, 106 match ID number 1 pulls up a Gila Ridge kid and a Betty Fairfax kid. Now where exactly is that located? If I go to left menu and a print document, so this is what it's going to look like when the bout sheets come back into you. Bout sheets, we'll just pull one here, 126 pounds, we'll go around one, print. So here's all the 126 pounds. So we've got match ID number 2 is Woodhouse versus Holm, Camelback Carl Hayden. Match ID number 4 is Desert Edge versus Lake Havasu. So let's just do this one, and we'll just so let's assume that you're at the head table and this bout sheet came back, and it was match ID 4. Match ID 4 at 126 pounds, Desert Edge, Lake Havasu. So let's go back to that other one. Worker Wizard, bout entry, 126 pounds. We're going to type in, the match ID 4 is the one that came back into us. There it is, Desert Edge and Lake Havasu. Now on that bout sheet, it's going to have a name circled. Who won the match? How did they win it? So let's assume that this Desert Edge kid won. We can highlight that kid. He's the winner. Win type. Maybe he won by pin. You can put the time that the pin was. You can put the score. You can put, if it was a tech fall, by 15 or more. If it was a major decision, by 8 or more, and you put the match points there, make sure this guy has more points on his side than this guy, and the system will correct that if it needs to be. Okay, but then what you would do is you would hit save, and then you would simply go up and make sure that the next bout sheet that comes in, you have the right weight class and the right match ID number, and it says right at the top of each bout sheet what the match ID number is. So that is the easiest way to go back and to enter match results. Now a couple more things. Let's say hypothetically a coach comes to you and says, hey, that's incorrect. This kid won, our kid won, blah, blah, blah. He won by major, not a regular decision. How do you go back and fix things? Same exact way. If we go to our worker wizard and you need to pull up an old bout from whenever, you can just go, hey, there you go, pull it down, whatever weight class, and you can go and you can actually adjust and you can change the winners and the losers of the matches from this screen. But just verify it with the bout sheets that have already come into the head table. Last thing, and this is kind of important. We always run into, with big matches at sectional tournaments, we run into point deductions, we run into penalties, we run into kids getting kicked out of tournaments. So what happens and how do we score it properly if a kid gets kicked out of a tournament, or if there's some kind of a -1 for unsportsmanlike, so on and so forth. So let's just assume, because the home screen's up here, that a kid from Agua Fria. Okay, Agua Fria. See where up here, if you look at team point adjustments, let's say that Corbin Hadgraft, 106 pounds, let's say he got -1 team point for unsportsmanlike conduct. If I need to adjust that, I can go up here to team point adjustments. Points, I would put -1. Reason, I would say 106-pound wrestler, unsportsmanlike conduct, and I would hit add. And what would happen is back on that teams page at the beginning, it would make that adjustment and it would deduct a team point. Now, if it's a coach misconduct and there's some kind of point deduction, make sure you are specific there. So if you got team point adjustments, -1, coach misconduct, warning, whatever, and be very specific as to what the reason is. Here's another big one. Biting, punches. Kids get thrown out of tournaments. And you can go back and you can look in the rule book, and what the rule book states is that you not only deduct all of the points that kid has accrued for the entire tournament if he gets thrown out with a flagrant misconduct. So you would deduct, if it was a third round of wrestling and the kid had accrued 11 team points, not only would you take away 11 team points, but the rule book also states you subtract another 3. So 11 plus 3 would be 14. So over here I would put -14, and let's say it's this Corbin Hadcraft kid. I would say Corbin Hadcraft ... flagrant misconduct, ejected, and I would hit add, and it would deduct 14 team points, and it would remove him from the tournament and make a note later that he is not eligible for state. So those are just some quick things that you might run into, and that definitely you will run into as far as entering match results at sectionals. Again, contact me individually if you want me to build a test site for you so you can play around with this stuff, and contact me with questions. Thanks.